Holy yard sale, boys. We have officially ripped out almost the entirety of the interior, and I wanted to show you, in my love of RX7s, I've never seen a mouse nest this large, and they even have neighbors. Look at that. Welcome to today's video. It's the night of working on the car, the blue 79 RX7 for the first time, okay? I kind of just changed clothes and got on a mission, if you remember the last video, and literally I ripped everything out of this car. So seats are out. This is all the junk that was in here. Looks like they had a sweet high performance intake on this thing. We got a fresh set of belts, some interior plastics. We got the dash is actually pretty ruined. The carpet was trashed. Y'all can see that. Y'all can see, I told you this thing had definitely been getting water in it, and you can see it's not rusted through the floor. This is legit, just like, it's just discolored right up in here. Now, some of this, that's some crusty. But honestly, it's not bad. How about this vintage pull top, guys? Look at that. So, not to age myself, but I have never opened a pull tab that looks like this in my entire life. So somebody comment what they think this came from. Maybe like a 70s Budweiser can. I could see the chick that bought this thing new ripping around when it was fresh, drinking some Bud Diesels. So this is where we stand. I am going to admit that I didn't anticipate ripping the entirety of the interior out of this car. I wasn't really trying to go into a super in-depth deal, but once I started cleaning it and getting it all apart, and then just the vintage RX7 mouse smell, like I said, the car guys that have rescued rough cars, I could smell it. So I could smell this little mouse town in here. So I needed to just pull it all out and clean it. The carpet was trashed. The rear carpet's actually good. These are the best, cleanest set of parcel shelf, bin covers I have ever seen. All these RX7 people, y'all gonna love this. Look at how mint these are. These are literally perfect. Perfect. My silver car right here, which had been restored, and I had the interior out of it, they didn't even look that good. So get stoked, guys. I'll show this to you in the daylight. I just wanted to intro the video now so you guys get a feel for how I'm feeling working on this thing. So the power of movie magic, it's going to be daytime. Guys, welcome to daytime. So it's been about a day since I worked on the car because, last night on the way home from work, we had an unfortunate accident in my Corvette, which is basically my daily driver. Kind of contacted a deer, and car's not too happy, so I had to sort that out last night. But we're back on the car today. We have some lovely daylight, and I can show you what's going on this lovely, beautiful fall day with the blue RX7. So this thing, let me tell you, just like I said when I was working on this the other night in that dark video just a second ago, is a mouse mansion. Holy cow. I don't think I have seen mouse nests that large in a first gen in my life. So I am wildly stoked with how clean this car is, though. You didn't see with the pictures and the videos and all that. So I open this and put your, let me tell you, hood prop hacks, vice grip, clamp it, let it go, boom, never hit your head. Anyways, I have never seen one that is really, one, this full of mice, but two, this clean. This thing looks so good. Disregard just the scaling, there's no holes in any of this. So I'm going to get in here tonight and vacuum this out and get the rest of this, obviously it's going to rain some more, so I'm going to get more water in it, but get this water cleaned out, get this stuff out. And then also, dude, the interior is really good. And I know I said in the initial video that I didn't plan on doing anything to the interior, but with how wet it was, I just went ahead and gutted it. We've got new carpet coming for this, but the headliner is actually pretty good. Not bad. The sunroof panel needs recovered, but that's a cardboard piece with black vinyl over it. So I'll show you what these are the original the side panels that I pulled out of the blue car right here. So these panels go effectively right here in your car. And how to make these, and I can do a video on remaking this stuff if you want, or showing it. It's really not that hard. You can buy this fiberboard cardboard material, right? Save the pieces or the original one. You can lay that out on it, trace it, cut it, and then all they do is wrap this and glue down some vinyl. And that's all it is, with a little bit of foam backing. Super simple. But these pieces are actually in really good shape. These covers here, which go over the fenders, as you can see in this car, are still in there. Those are just tape, double-side tape and glued on, which is a huge win. Like I was saying, carpet, unfortunately, the door panel from when my uncle backed into it got smashed clean through, so the door panel's trash. But I can remake that door panel and maybe recover these if that's something you'd be interested in. I don't know how I'm going to get this double line trim off. But we'll see what DJ wants to do with it. And then change the dash pad out and stuff. So all that stuff's going to happen as well. But get stoked. The interior is... Well, this is all the insulation that came out of it. Junk. Okay? But this thing's coming together. And if you've been around RX-7s and you've heard the term bin rot, okay? Bin rot is rust right here. Okay, so these are your wheel wells. And right down here, there's actually a plate that is welded, spot welded to the outside of the car that braces this. And they typically rust out between that plate and the body, and you'll have a hole here. And my silver car has that really bad, and I can show it to you real quick. So this is the bin rot right here, which is terrible, horrible to fix, and it'll actually rip the suspension mount off if you drive it too hard. So luckily this one doesn't have that. Okay, engine bay stuff. Gosh dang it, I'm not used to these Japanese market cars with the hood prop on the wrong side, or maybe is it the right side? Okay, so that's that. They will rust a little bit in here on your strut towers, just because this paint typically gets baked off or baked a little bit. The engine bay is really not that rusty on this car, if any at all, and we're not gonna, I pressure wash it so it looks nice and fresh and clean. But I'm not planning on painting the engine bay. It's just really not in the scope for the project. So we're gonna leave it kind of as it is. DJ can paint it down the road. We will, however, and this is a project for Calvin, which if he watches this video before I see him tomorrow, the hood's a little rusty, and it's very common for these hoods to separate from the hood frame, okay? Old cars do this. It's kind of normal, and you're going to see right here, see how I'm pushing the hood skin down, right? And it's separated. So on the rally car, when we repainted that one and took the good hood I had for it, we actually re-glued, so these skins aren't necessarily spot welded, they're kind of spot welded but not really. So we glued the skin to the frame, so we filled these areas around these with this hardening cement looking stuff that Calvin had at the body shop. And what that did is that firmed up the hood skin so that it doesn't flex. That flex can cause the paint to pop off and dents, just not good for the hood. You know, when you're going 200 mile an hour, it's going to dent down, right? So little things like that. But Calvin has a little project ahead of him with either fixing this hood, and I don't mind as well. We can clean the rust up and pour 15 the bottom of it if we need to, and then paint over that blue. But we have a couple rust holes that we need to weld shut. This one is probably the worst one. You have to drill these out, and I bet there's one right here too. Once we start sanding in it, it'll have some pits that we'll have to weld closed. But you want to drill these out till you get good metal, and then you can weld them shut. But this metal is so thin, it does get really hard. Now, the reason we're here, the rest of the interior, guys, this thing is actually really good. Like I was showing in the video, the dark video that you can't see, and I'm sorry this isn't much better. Dudes, these panels are mint. I have never seen a set of bin panels this nice. Anybody who does RX-7s knows the bottom of these, every one of these things just gets trashed. This is actually the rear carpet, and it's been sitting out here in the rain today, which is fine. But the rear carpet's actually in really good shape. It's got a little bit of staining, but it's black, so you can always dye your carpet using like a RIT dye, and you can dye black easy. So we can color correct this. DJ can if we need to. I'll get it vacuumed and pressure washed out, but it's nice that it's not tore up. The bin retainer, the carpet holder piece here, super easy to clean and paint black. We've got the rear panels, which have been unfortunately cut for a speaker. If you have an RX-7, please don't do this. Don't cut your panel and put your speaker in the panel, guys. There's a nice mesh screen, okay, that's in these panels, and you can simply mount your speaker behind the panel. And if you can't fit it for some reason, then just make a little box or something custom. These are the little door seals here, which you probably can't see. Found a bunch of belts and good stuff. The carpet for in front of the taillights is good. And we're talking about all this rust stuff in here too just a second ago. Sorry to jump around a little bit, but just like the Pour 15 on the hood, you know, the wiring stuff's in here. All of this stuff will clean the scale off and put roll paint Pour 15 on it, and that'll neutralize the rust. And then the interior, we really aren't going to paint it, but the Pour 15 will neutralize the rust and then go from there. So with that, guys, I'm stoked. Thank you guys very much for all the comments on the previous video with the car. It's going to be a little tough with how fast I'm trying to get the car done, and it being like nighttime, and I have a day job, and it kind of sucks that I have to sit in an office all day and then want to come home and work outside. Maybe I can like flip-flop that. But anyways, I need to get the fuel tank dropped out of this car tonight, which is what I'm going to hop into and do. And we're going to start looking at the fuel system. I think I'm probably going to dice the muffler off and remove some of the exhaust, just because ideally I'll either make a new pipe to connect a header to this muffler or something like that. But I need to get under the car, start working under that before it starts raining, and then start assessing the bottom of the car. So like I was saying, thank you guys very much for the comments on the previous video. We're definitely going to start dialing in and making some more focused videos that are going to come out as the project goes along. Obviously, if I want to show you like a simple example, if I'm going to show you how to remove the windshield trim in a video, I also want to show you how to install the windshield trim in that video. So I'll show it being removed obviously earlier in the project, and then once I put it back on, I'll take both of that sets of data and make a video titled how to do windshield trim on your RX-7, right? So that's how some of those videos are going to start coming out, and I'm just stoked. We made a bunch of progress in the day, and have a wonderful Halloween. If you're watching this on the day it comes out, Halloween is a couple days away, and yeah, we're ready to make this thing run. I'm hoping to get it fired up in the next video. So we get the fuel, or next video, we'll get the fuel system inspected and maybe get that carburetor on here and see if it starts, because that's about where we're going to be. So thank you guys very much for watching. Love all the support. Keep it rad. Letty! What? You stoked for this thing? The whole back porch smells like mice now back here. Just mouse nests galore. Since we're not working in the shop. What do you think? Peace, guys.